Good afternoon, everybody. This is some art in the afternoon. So I'm sitting in the gallery. It's so fun. I love sitting in the gallery. I walk in and it just smells so good. It smells like an art studio and like it's so fun here. It's mostly just me, but people stop by for sure. And today, some artists are going to stop by and pick up their paintings because it's the last day of the show. So I was just going to go around and say like something that I really like about each of the pieces. And there's a lot of really good pieces in here. Okay. Yeah, but first, before that, I just wanted to say, thanks if anybody watched that last video about the killing primes, because I want to give a talk on that. But I think I forgot a bunch of things, and then I just said some things incorrectly. So, but one thing I was just gonna read this is Joel David Hampkins, my former advisor. He writes, well, this book is awesome. I mean, Proof in the Art of Mathematics. I mean, there's a lot of very amazing pictures in here. You can see why I might like him. Okay, so there was something, I hope I can find it right away, but talking about classical beginning. Here, let me just see if I can find it. So we were talking about prime numbers, and so I was just gonna read a little bit about this when I was in the talk. I put a little note on there, like a little book, picture of a book, because he talks about prime numbers and he says, and this is, okay, because I was gonna mention in those worlds, it's not so weird sometimes to think that and also, by the way, okay, everything at once. So Cantor-Hume principle, okay, I'm gonna talk about this in a second too, okay. But I don't think that these worlds, this 2 and this 3 and this 4 block, I don't think that this is the correct way that these numbers should be represented or anything like that. It's just an interesting world where, because of their little bit of physics or whatever, they can kind of separate the idea, the creative from the unique part about being prime. Okay, so I just want to mention that because there's good stuff in that book. Okay, so one thing he said, this is in prime numbers, this is in number theory, chapter 3. A more serious issue, however, is the question of whether the number 1 should count as a prime. Is 1 prime? Okay, so I'm just saying the fact that we don't use 1 as prime, even though it's very different from 2. But I'll just read it. Is 1 prime? So since 1 has no positive integer divisors other than 1 in itself, it would seem that according to the student's proposal, if someone proposed that a prime is 1 that has only 1 in itself as divisors, we would indeed say that 1 is, we would say that indeed 1 is prime. Nevertheless, this would go against the advice of many mathematicians who have come to the conclusion that we did not actually want to include 1 among the prime numbers. On this view, the student's suggestion is not exactly quite right. The suggestion that defining prime to be a number that only has 1 in itself as a divisor. Okay, so this is just interesting. Just talking about it says there's no issue of discovering whether or not the number 1 is prime. We can define our technical terms as we wish. And it goes on and on. It very, very nicely goes on and on. So there, I wanted to read that in the thing because I was just saying it is kind of like how we don't use 1 as a prime, not using 2 as a prime. Okay, but it is quite different. The other thing I was going to say was I just got this book, Lectures on the Philosophy of Mathematics. I wish I had gotten it a long time ago. I didn't think I would understand it or something. But now I'm reading it and it's so interesting. And the first chapter is about numbers and so that talking about numbers as abstract objects. And now I'm reading about this and the Cantor-Hume principle, which just says that two concepts and numbers have the same. 2 concepts have the same number if and only if those concepts can be placed in a one-to-one correspondence. So our 6s would be the same. And I do agree with that. From the V's perspective, those 2 6 structures are the same. So I just wanted to be clear about that. Also, he talks about junk theorems, and I was like how 2 is an element of 3 if you think of 2 and 3 in the set theory world. And I wonder if I'm making junk theorems. I don't know. Also, I actually understood when it said that, I did actually understand what it said. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, what it said, the Cantor-Hume principle tells us that numbers, whatever they are, this is a picture, all of these are the number 1. We might have some customers coming. The Cantor-Hume principle tells us that numbers, whatever they are assigned to every class in such a way that equinumerous classes get the same number and non-equinumerous classes get different numbers. Okay, and this is precisely what it means for numbers to be a classification invariant of the equinumerosity relation. So numbers are a invariant, classification invariant of the equinumerosity relation. That's really interesting. And so I really like all the images in here, and they're talking about Frege. I hear all these things, Frege and Russell, you know, but like not so in depth, so I didn't really know like what actually was going on with those guys. But like this is the equivalence class, numbers as equivalence classes. It's so cool. So this is really good. And then I was really shocked to find that my name, I was looking up Cantor-Hume principle right away, and I saw my name in there because it talks a little bit about the stuff I did with inaccessible cardinals. I was like, wow. So this is really a great book. Okay, so I think that we should, let's go around the gallery. Okay. Okay, if someone comes in, that's no problem. Okay, so this is, this is John Phillips. One thing, well, it's also like, how does he do it? There's a question of like, how does he do it? And it's just so incredibly professionally done. It could be in a major gallery, and he does show it in, his works are in the public collections of MacArthur Foundation, Chase Manhattan Bank, Rockford Art Museum, etc. Okay, very professionally done. Very nice, very interesting, very mathematical, patterny, right? Okay, this is Patrice Lorenz. I love these. I absolutely love the colors. I love that it's kind of cartoony. Oh, there might be people coming. I don't want them to feel like they shouldn't come. It's like, I love making things that kind of look like, kind of like simple images. I really get it. The coziness. I love the colors. I love those ones. Okay, this is Christine Hughes, and I love this, these sort of shapes. It makes you go into that world. I feel like I'm in like a circus or something, like, or amusement park or something, kind of going into that world. Interesting, maybe material she's using. The grays, I love the grays. It's a little gloomy. I kind of like that. These ones are so cool. This is Elizabeth Dimon. It's like little worlds that she makes, and it's like she has a whole thing like makes 3D things out of 2D things. There's always so much math in art. This is Laura Taylor. I really like this. I think this is my favorite piece in the show. Just I'm just drawn to it because it looks like, I like simplistic kind of things. But I love the colors. It's very cool. It's very inviting. You kind of want to go into these worlds. It's this one, I want to go in there. Okay, this is we have Jerry Gallo. I love these pieces. I love like, okay, the pattern type thing where it's like a repeated pattern, but these are like, he's like, it's kind of like the unfinished, or like he's using these, like when you see these pieces like these ones, like they're like a pattern, you know, and those are interesting. But now this is like, that's like the background or something, or like, I really like these pieces a lot. I love anything that sort of seems like unfinished like this, like with that line there. And especially because it's like those kind of unfinished looking pieces, which are really cool looking, but it's on one of those like repeated pattern ones. So I really appreciate the both of those styles in this piece. This one was really cool. Michael Milton, he came and already picked up his pieces. He has a really cool thing. It reminded me of Frank Stella. It reminded me of the piece in the Graduate Center. I didn't even know that was Frank Stella. We were talking about how Frank Stella like doesn't use tape and stuff like that, and like up close, it's not perfect. But I love Frank Stella's. Like, there's a really big piece in Omaha, in Nebraska. And but I didn't realize at the Graduate Center, there's this like sculpture piece. I kind of didn't like it. You know, sometimes when I say I don't like something, it's like, what, you know, why have an opinion about it? But like, I don't know, it's just like kind of weird looking. It's like sculpture-y, but like I love Frank Stella. I had no idea that's who that artist was. This is Gary Meyer, of course. We saw him. He sold this piece last time. I love his stuff. I was thinking it's kind of like Van Gogh and Dr. Seuss. But he also does a lot of like kind of, I say like cartoony, but like comic like drawings and stuff like that, which I also really like of his. His stuff's really good. He's just cool. Okay, and this is again Patrice. I love these pieces. I absolutely love these pieces. I love the colors. I love how it's like abstract plus like a little landscape at the bottom. I absolutely love these. I love the colors. I love that like drawn purple thing. It's like very abstract, like scribble, but then it's on this landscape. But I love it, and I love those. It's to me, it's like surreal. Yeah, these are really great. Patrice, this is her gallery, and her husband, and they let me sit in this gallery. It's so fun. Okay, so this is again, this is I can't remember his name, but Jerry Gallo. Jerry Gallo. This is Jerry Gallo, and then this is again Kristen Hughes. You kind of get that gloominess. I like it. Okay, so here's Elizabeth Dimon. Dimon. Yeah, these are the pieces I first saw that I was like, these were in the last show. These were in the show that I was in the last one. They were in this show, and I love these pieces. I love them. I would like, I don't know if you can get inside there, but like, I'd love to be inside there. I'd love to be in that world. I can't imagine. These must be so incredibly fun to make. And these are, I love these pieces too. Let's see, I love all the pieces. Let's see, this is, let's see, 26. Margaret Still. Okay. These, I love the colors. Okay, here's this one. I love how the cars look. You can tell they're moving because they're kind of doing that like kind of fuzzy, drippy movie thing. I absolutely love the colors. I love this like lime green truck in there. Okay, this is Margaret Still. Yeah, I love this one. Is so great. All the colors, this kind of reflection you're seeing. It's so simple. I love it. Simple. Oh gosh, these look like fun. I feel like this is like, oh, it's like when you're wandering around like some place where there's not much going on. You see these like little structures. I just, absolutely great. Absolutely fantastic. So just living the dream up here, I love it. I absolutely love it. Run to the coffee shop, run to my apartment. Okay, so for a little bit of math and art and Joel David Hamm kids, that's a great day. So we'll see you guys soon, and I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, this is Art of Gallery. It's in Margaretville, New York. You can get here on the bus from Manhattan. Okay, have a great day.